Pulp Fiction, we have gotten some generational 1v1 fades, but there's a different element added when black people get to squabbling. We obviously can't talk about black fades without bringing up the Boondocks. The fact that somebody is willing to come straight out of hell for the sake of inflicting punishment on their ops is insane. Colonel H. Stinkmeaner wasn't trying to make their lives worse, he was looking to bring about the series finale to them. The Boondocks is enhanced ignorance with all the badges. A fade can happen at any time, any place, over any reason. In this show, defending your anus can be a valid reason to engage in conflict. They'll fight on the roof. Loser has to jump. They'll slide and swing on you at the park. They'll fight at a house, over a couch, at a movie theater. They have all the maps unlocked. This is the premier black fade anime. The only times you see some white people even getting involved in this level of ignorance is Ed and Rummy, who are both voiced by black people, and the security guard who gets suplexed and has his nuts tarnished by Uncle Ruckus. I don't even got to continue. I've got documentation, but I do gotta continue with Dragon Ball. Y'all gonna need to walk with me, team. They've got Piccolo, and for as long as I've been alive on this earth, Piccolo always been a member of our community. All cuz do is pull up, get fly, and get busy. Not to mention the fact he is a source of wisdom for younger generations. Piccolo really Tommy from Martin in disguise. I'm trying to tell you, it don't get much blacker than a dude taking the kufi off before boxing. Not even gonna mention the non-stop aura farming my OG Piccolo been doing. Cuz got one of the coldest fights in Dragon Ball Z history when he goes one-on-one, blow for blow with Android 17. We really thought Piccolo was going to save the saga. Like, it's really never Vegeta, but if Piccolo's stepping on the scene, you might be like, hey, we might get something to happen here. Besides Piccolo, they got Goku Black. First of all, the Saiyans is called monkeys, so all of them is really black. Even Frieza later on in the manga becomes black. Outside of that, Trunks even said,
hold your fire! This man isn't black!
You're not listening! Read between the lines! Goku Black also grabbed the pink and mixed it with the Super Saiyan like he's Kamon! Y'all remember when he went one-on-one with Goku? That man said, I know I'm getting pulled back to my timeline, but let me hate on the way out. Blast the time machine. After that, he spent the rest of the arc causing a problem for everyone who came into contact with him. To the point, he had to be plot devised out of the series and he still won! If that ain't valid to y'all, I just peeped Creed for the first time and this movie was straight hands. This is just a simulation of who Shamik Moore wanted to be. The guy who had Haley Steinfeld spit in his mouth. Michael B's dad got murdered because his hands wasn't good, so obviously he tight about that. If it was me, if I was him, I'd be mad I kept the starter Negro cut for this long. First fate of the movie, cuz fighting some bum hit him so hard he started hearing the ref in English. That's probably the reason he didn't get up. One victory had him smelling himself, immediately quits his job that was paying him dollars, got him his whip, and probably came with a big booty Latina later down the line. He said, F all that, I want to make a living running hands. Michael don't got no world title, so he put the V on the line and all somebody gotta do is dome him. Happens to be a bum with a bus pass, but after I saw that man's stats, I was like, Michael's gonna end up walking home. I was too wrong. He puts him to sleep quicker than melatonin, only for Shawn Marion to say, I want to run it up with you. I'm feeling fear for Michael, because if there's one thing I know about people whose hairlines are disintegrating, they're some of the angriest, most hostile crash outs I've ever witnessed. At first, it's looking good for Michael. He's almost worthy of a spot in the Weave Nation until he gets caught with a mean one. Michael getting beaten all over the ring. Served to a punch, followed up with a punch, then practically followed him home. All this cardio from running the whole fight had my boy Michael tired, so he decides to take a quick little nap, quick little siesta on a ring canvas. After this humbling defeat, Michael pulls up on Rocky, who starts training him. Now that he's nice, it's game time! His first fight's versus this rat son. At first, they both going blow for blow. I'm thinking T Grizzly's playing in the background. Then cuz start getting fried at the end of the first round. Second round, Michael turned it up on him. One clean joint slumps him. Send that boy Leo back to his rat father master Splinter. He sure hard, but hey, his heart dang near stopped beating after effing with my boy over there. After slumping that bum, Michael gotta go one-on-one with Ricky Conlon.
Pretty Ricky, what they call him.
I'm gonna call him Clay, cause dude look like Clay Thompson mixed with Conor McGregor's accent. Before the final fade of the movie, he gotta hit a side quest real quick and claim another victim. So Michael showed up to his shorty show. She liked to sing and all that. This when the game from Wish pulls up on him and calls him Baby Creed. He tells him to chill with that unless he want things to get hectic, cuz don't chill with that. He's like, hey man, you better appreciate the disrespect that I'm showing you before I give you a VIP pass to meet your father. Game receives a clean right for speaking out of turn. That John dang near gave him a fast pass to the upper room. After that, Michael couldn't stop sleeping people. He was in flow state. Michael's looking unvanquishable, and after posing real quick like an IG baddie, it's time. Clay walks out like Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. All Michael gotta do is make sure he's a dead man walking. Before Clay gets that 5th ring, he better be ringing on heaven's gates. Round 1 starts, and I don't know what time it was when this fight occurred, but Michael's fighting like it's amateur hour. Hit Clay with a jab and cuz smile. If this was me, I'd have peed on myself just a little bit, just as a sign of respect. Michael receives a mean uppercut, knocks him, got him on his knees like a $40 prostitute, followed by a crucial combination. Thankfully, he's saved by the bell. Second round is where Mike starts building momentum, back with a vengeance, a passion, a fervor, the likes of which we've never seen. The two of them start throwing him Johns, trading back and forth more than an elementary school lunch table until the round ends. I love it. Michael can't let this fat turd win. He looks like he'd be a top tier manager at McDonald's. The lighting switches, and they going so crazy. Michael Heifer Shorty can't even bear to watch. Michael gets hit with a right, clean enough to eat off of. One well-placed shot had him in the Yamcha pose. With an eye so swelled up, I thought it was gonna fly into the crowd and somebody was gonna catch it. Clay hopped on the turnbuckle, started celebrating. I'm thinking it's time to cue a new lottery. Michael kips up, landed him in the 12th round. Kinda emotional. All that we had watched leading up to this moment, that motivational speech from that guy whose movies I haven't seen, all creating peak fiction. It looks like it's about to wrap up when Michael had Clay do the fusion dance with the pavement, but nah. Not only does Clay beat the count, he won! The personification of an S-tier fade. Speaking of S-tier, Killer B really proved in one fight he might have the craziest hands in Naruto. To give context, Sasuke is fresh off decimating Itachi, and he's really feeling himself. Not sure why, because that was a Mickey win if I've ever seen one. Sun pulled up with his group of henchmen, and this is like when the Saiyans brought out nothing but Cybermen. Y'all are not even that cold. I don't even know what happened to y'all after the war. I don't even know why y'all were here. Fight starts and B really tosses Suigetsu's sword on his neck. Revolver spinning around and clock Jugo upside his head. That's what I'm talking about. Sasuke starts to walk him down. Theme music playing. The lesser human would think, oh my goodness, Sasuke is really about to put in that work. But as someone who knows Sasuke really the king of Mickey wins, I know what's about to happen to him. Killer B beat him up while freestyling. Until I saw this scene, I thought that was something only Lil Wayne would be rumored to do. The reason he don't write is because he's going to hit you with a left first. Killer B will really kill you to make you his ghost writer. Sasuke kicks B dead in his chest. Only motivates B to get to penning the verse of the year. Afterwards, Cuz pull out the coldest style known to man. Instantly starts moving like a human Beyblade. Coupling that with his finishing maneuver, 8 trigrams. Sasuke goes, Neji? Suigetsu jumps in and Jugo hits B with a clean right. These two is doing their thing right now, definitely putting up prime Tony Snell numbers. The three of them start to jump in. Unfortunately, Killer B is an admiral in the Weaving Nation. Correct, Suigetsu. Cuz went from solid to liquid. B got him going through the 3 states of matter. Suigetsu goes for the kamikaze, a classic maneuver whenever you're getting dropped off. Followed up by Jugo coming off the top rope. Masterful execution. B practically in the next hat over until Karin pulls a gunner Young Thug snitching on the location of my goat. Sasuke was out here fighting at Weenie Hut Jr. this whole series. Killer B is showing why he's the captain of the Salty Spittoon. Sasuke activates the Mangekyu Sharingan, puts Killer B in a Genjutsu, and you're thinking, hilarious. JBL, is that you? Once again, Sasuke is knocking on death's door. Throughout this fight, Sasuke has gotten revived more times than the cast of Dragon Ball, all just so he can end up not even capturing B. Dude leaves so he can go make plays unsupervised. I had to close this out with Spider-Verse, and I had to close this out with Miles Morales. He is the epitome of black fades. Ain't even talking about him in the games, even though he gets busy because goodness gracious, I don't know how you ended up in that suit. He starts off so trash. Starts off as Shamik Moore. but then evolves into the Miles Morales. After the greatest scene in Spider-Man movie history, that man pops out on bad timing, invisibly socking up Doc Ock. Hit her so hard, it had Peter considering children. On top of pulling up on CPT, he made sure he was the flyest person there. When Kingpin steps on the scene, pissed, Miles gotta do what his OG couldn't and beat the main villain of this movie. But before that, he gotta start on him real quick, sweat the leg on Peter, then gave him some words of wisdom. Out here educating the elderly, Miles immediately web shoots the gun out of Kingpin's hand, says straight hands only, then dips. Now they going one-on-one inside the subway. Miles 15, maybe 130 versus Mr. Pushing 40, Mr. Pushing 400 pounds. This not an even fight. It don't matter if Miles got a little bit of super strength. Help! Kingpin shows he was a linebacker in a past life, almost following it up with a Bane backbreaker before he hits Miles Morales with a Spider Crusher. Miles wakes up, unlike Pete, and then uses unrivaled Riz to finish him off. Hall of Fame first time performance. Be a D1 menace his first night on the job. What other Spider-Man do you see eradicate the main villain as a freshman in high school? When you get to Across the Spider-Verse, he's really the king of New York, rage baiting Spot while bobbing and weaving all his attacks with maximum efficiency. Once Miles added quips to this sheer disrespect, Spot should have reached into one of his holes and pulled a switch out. Miles versus the entire Spider-Verse cemented his status as the Weaving Nation Sergeant. Miguel popped up like Ultra Instinct Goku, spouts off a series of lies, and then contains my goat in a cocoon of condemnation. Miles break out due to the fact that Howie Brown is the realest, most helpful Spider-Man in Spider-Man history. Instantly does the race quicker than TK. Proof to me, if he ends up quitting as Spider-Man, he might just need to take up a career as a track star. Outsmarted and outfought hundreds of Spider-Men and women in a 10-minute span. Got his defining line off a dog walking Miguel. Turned him from Spider-Man to man real quick. Let paw prints all over that boy. When you speak on Miles' name, I want you to speak with respect. That was just a sample size of why black fades are so elite. I didn't even get to people like Spawn, Static Shock, Black Panther, Luke Cage, etc. Hype the video up if you like it. Appreciate everybody who's watched it. I've got more videos on hands being thrown, so go check them out. God bless you. Jersey.